uit ons dit.
There we are.
'n wonderlike Dinsdagoggend.
I actually just want to tell everybody, you know, that the duration of the intro, which is about a minute, is just enough for us to get everything sorted out.
Ja.
That's why it's a minute.
Ja. Dat is vir sy ou storie van, jy weet, daai openingsjingles.
Yes.
Ofanus Rautenbach het jare gelede het hy so 'n kwela-fluitjie gehad. Jy weet,
Okay.
daai deentjie van sy radioprogram.
Ja.
En so meer, maar dis baie belangrik dat 'n mens so ietsie het wat as jy dit in die agtergrond hoor of iemand speel dit, dan weet jy. Dis 'n Infostream.
Ook in die kinderprogramme.
Ja.
You know, like Willy Wally and
Samson.
Lieve Hexie and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Nou daar het jy dit. It's Conservation Tuesday.
Fantastic. I love Tuesdays because
It's going to be a jam-packed program.
yes,
Absolutely jam-packed this morning. Het gaan lekker wees.
we have
Bewarings.
wonderful interviewees for you
Yeah.
today. So get everybody on board. Share Infostream today because the information that you're going to be getting is going to be fantastic.
Ja, en baie dankie weer eens vir almal se bydrae. En onthou maar net Dinsdag gaan oor Bewaringsdag. Daar gebeur so baie in die bewaringswêreld. Die tyd is net te min. En ja, ons wens ons kan by alles uitkom.
Ja.
Maar dit word met ons gedeel en ons gaan dit weer op ons beurt met julle deel. Mense wat baie lief is vir bewaring en ons wil maar net vinnig gou weer dankie sê dat hierdie krag van ons, ons batterye moontlik gemaak is deur Warta. Ja, baie dankie daar vir Warta. Ons gaan hopelik met Monique volgende week gesels.
Monique.
En dan gaan ons gou gesels oor een van hulle gunsteling bewaringsprojekte waarmee hulle besig is.
Right.
Goed, terwyl julle vir ons boodskappe stuur en môre sê, gaan ons so begin met headline news hier van 'n kant af en dan gaan ons gaste van vandag voorstel.
So maybe I'll just kick off. Dirkas here in the Namibian today in the weekly daily. There are a couple of stories, obviously, you know, on the politics side. I will not interfere in presidency, says Sarah Kukungalva's husband, Onesmus Tobias. Amadila businessman Onesmus Amadila says he won't interfere in his wife Sarah Kukungalva Amadila's government work if she became Namibia's president. So there we have the statement.
Interessant.
And I wonder, isn't it, if you would be married to somebody like that, wouldn't you just automatically be involved?
Wel, ek weet nie.
Well, I guess at home everybody
Ja,
talks.
nie noodwendig nie, want ek dink jy weet as jy 'n baie professionele beleid het,
Yes.
jy weet tussen man en vrou, dan behoort hulle mekaar eerbiedig te wees en gedissiplineerd genoeg dat jy respek het die een vir die ander een se werk,
Yes.
jy weet. En ek dink om mekaar by te staan is 'n groter aspek as wat jy inmeng.
Sure.
Wat nou as ek nou 'n treindrywer is en my vrou word die president van die land?
The spouses all play a role, you know,
Ja,
and you
ja.
see it throughout the world.
Ja, so
It's a secondary role, but it's still a very
Ja,
important
ek dink
role.
soos in ons lewens, jy weet,
Ja.
daar's nie noodwendig inmenging van ons geliefdes of die naby aan ons nie, maar daar is 'n waardering en daar is 'n bystand om uit omgee.
Right.
So ek in daardie opsig dink ek is jy heeltemal reg.
Yes. And then just another sad story which is being reported by the Namibian. It says, I cry myself to sleep every night. Katima woman who spent 30,000 Namibia dollars on demolished house shares her nightmare. And this is Mwake Matengu, whose house has been destroyed by the Katima Mulilo Town Council last week. Her house and those of many other residents were demolished by the council and Kayuni Investments through a court order which states that they are illegal land occupiers on land which is earmarked for development. We all know the problem about housing in Namibia and why this hasn't been addressed over the last 30 years.
Dit is interessant dat al die dagblaaie dra die nuus, want ek het een hierso ook vanoggend in 'n groot kleurfoto en al wat daar staan is al wat ek soek is werk.
Right.
En so sê Kahuri Chivae en haar seuns Chihi en Clever en hulle bly nou in 'n tentjie nadat hulle verskuif is deur die munisipale raad in die Ongos nedersetting en daar's 'n hele lang berig daaroor mense wat absoluut net wel hulle is geskuif eintlik van asgate af weg. Nou moet jy weet hoe haglik was die omstandighede dat hulle vir hulle self 'n plek gemaak het om te bly by die asgate om te oorleef.
Right.
Hulle is toe daar weggevat na die Ongos toe gestuur. Nou ja, dis die munisipaliteit van Windhoek sê dit was baie nodig dat hulle dit moes doen van Otjomize na die Ongos farm toe. Nou die vrou is 38 en sy 2 seuns en sy sê daar's absoluut geen heenkome nie. Daar's ook beswaarlik 'n manier waarop hulle kan kos kry. Dan 2 ander interessante opskrifte. Nagenoeg 1 miljard is ongemagtig bestee. 'n Groot oorbesteding in Namibië se eerste pandemiejaar was gesondheid, ons weet dit, onderwys en dan staatsondernemings. Miljoene Namibiese dollar wat die regering as teenvoeter vir die onvoorsiene ontwrigtings COVID-19 gehad het en hulle moes planne maak met onderwys, gesondheid en 'n klomp geld moes daarin gepomp word en dit het gelei tot 'n ongemagtigde besteding van sowat, wag daarvoor, 1.1 miljard rande. 1.1 miljard vir die begrotingsjaar 2020-2021. En die ongemagtigde besteding vorm die grondslag van die ouditeur-generaal meneer Junias Kanjeke se gekwalifiseerde auditmening van die regering se boeke vir die jaar geëindig 31 Maart 2021. Sjoe, 1.1 miljard oorbesteding, ongemagtigde oorbesteding. Mens kan beswaarlik dink waarna toe en hoe dit gebeur het. En dan moet die mense onthou dat regerings het toelaag gekry van gesondheidsowerhede wêreldwyd terwyl die pandemie aan die gang was, as ek dit reg het.
Heeltemal reg.
Goed. Dan is hier nog eene, luister hierna. Plaasfonds. Die plaasfonds se boeke klop nie. Die grondverskywing of grondverkryging en ontwikkelingsfonds het nie 'n aanvaarbare finansiële verslaggewing in plek om sy finansiële state voor te berei nie. Wag so wie ek. Die fonds wat in 2019 uitgesonder is vir swak rekordhouding, kon ook nie die afgelope 4 jaar enige strategiese jaarplan voorsien of op die tafel sit nie. En dit is die grondverkryging en ontwikkelingsfonds wat vir 4 jaar, daar's geen plan nie en daar's geen boekhouding van die besteding van die fondse nie.
Correct.
Nou ja.
In the meantime, we push other people's houses
Well,
to the ground and they don't have a roof.
Ja, dis nogal skokkend as jy daarna kyk, né?
The whole system is just not working.
Ja, Kaufeee laat waai daar, so ek het nog enetjie hier so by
And then
my.
I've got about just another 3 stories here quickly, and they are in the NMH business section this morning. There you have it. Obviously today, the 13th of September.
Ja.
The big story that all of us are watching in Namibia that is currently happening, the Heineken company that is now to control NBL and Distel Namibia. So the transaction entails Heineken BV acquiring control over NBL Holdings, Investment Holdings Limited, and Heineken BV through NBL acquiring Distel Namibia. Effectively what has happened, this has been conditionally approved by the Namibia Competition Commission, and it has been conditionally approved the acquisition of Namibia Breweries Investment Holdings Pty Limited and Distel Group Holdings Limited by Heineken International, which then also automatically then starts to include Distel.
Ja,
so Heineken is definitely here to stay.
Ja. Dan nog enetjie Savannah Beef, is 'n vleisbetree die mark dalk gouer. Ons het daaroor gesels verlede week. En produsente beskik oor bykans 85% van die aandele. Nou luister hier na, terwyl beesboere ruim in Savannah Beef belê, kan 'n tweede BVCF projek hulle help om dalk vroeg teen volgende jaar alreeds beesvleis onder die handelsmerk te begin bemark. So die beleggings wat ingekom het, en dis nou deur die beesprodusente in Savannah Beef, het 'n indrukwekkende 169 miljoen of bykans 85% se aandele al klaar ingewin. En nou ja, dit is hoe hulle woeker agter die skerms.
Right.
So ons sien uit om Savannah Beef se storie en die sukses daarvan te volg.
It's nice to see this, the Heineken story and the story that you are now commenting on here is that there is foreign investment coming into Namibia.
Ja.
So all is not lost.
En die ander ding is dat ons eie beesboere staan saam en
That's
sê
exactly
kom
it
ons
as
skep
well.
'n nuwe
Yes.
mark en daai slagpale lyk my gaan by Broekerhorst opgerig word. So ons kyk, ons hou ons oë op die Savannah Beef handelsmerk.
Ja.
Want dit is wat die handelsmerk gaan wees. So baie goeie nuus vir ons boere. Dan ek dink dis omtrent dit vir my. Hier aan die sportkant is daar 'n interessante ene wat jy dalk sal geniet. En dit gaan oor motorfietsryers.
Okay.
Ouens op ander motorfietsse, die off-road, die enduro tipe van goed,
Ja.
jy weet. En ons sê baie geluk aan Quentin van Rooyen. Hy het Saterdag seker gemaak hy wen die 5de ronde van die ARC Trading Nasionale Enduro Kampioenskap by Itumba, suid van die hoofstad.
Fantastic.
Nou,
Congratulations.
Dankie
Quentin.
Quentin. Miskien
Knap
moet ons
gedaan.
knap gedaan. Of ons ken hom beter as QZ.
Ja.
Ons moet miskien kyk of ons hom hier kan kry.
Well done.
Laat ek hom gesels oor daai ervaring.
Yeah. And then just in closing, it is Conservation Tuesday today. The Allgemeine Zeitung here today, and we've got a wonderful picture of a lioness there, but I'll get to that story now. Please go and buy your newspapers to get informed. However, one story is that there have been 4 individuals that have been caught red-handedly. One, it looks as if it's 2 different scenes. The first 2 of them were caught with elephant tusks,
Yeah.
and the other 2 were caught with a pangolin shell. And just to let you know, this is the sad story. The pangolin shell is estimated to be worth 50,000 Namibia dollars.
Ja, dit hou nie op nie. Dit hou nie op nie. Maar
Unbelievable.
Ja, dit is Conservation Tuesday, Kaufeee.
This just angers me to the point of no return. However, also a bit of sad news, but it doesn't have this too tragic thing behind this, is that one of the lionesses, there are 2 lionesses.
Yeah.
They are known as the Oegap, what do you call it, Pride.
Ja.
And the one lioness, XPL 116, which means the lioness has been collared.
Yeah.
She was born in 2016, and she tragically died due to natural causes.
Okay.
So in that pride, it's only her sister that is still alive. And I know that once we speak to lion experts, I just generally know that quite often, you know, the male lions are definitely now gonna go for her, if you know what I mean. So let's see what this pride primarily hangs around the Oegap River area and also the Brandberg.
Kom kry 'n bietjie ek sit en dink wie kan
116 has unfortunately perished.
Kom ons kyk wie kan ons die hande kry. Gepraat van goeie slegte nuus, daai 2 kleiner renosterkalfies. Jaco het vir my 'n bydrae gestuur. Hy het gereeld een keer elke 2 weke stuur hy vir ons iets. Kom ons hoor wat sê Jaco Miller oor daai kalfies.
Baie dankie vir die geleentheid om weer 'n bietjie met julle te gesels. Van Rhino Mama Project af wil ons net weer baie dankie sê dat julle vir ons elke keer die geleentheid gee om bietjie te vertel van wat ons hier so doen. Met ons kalfies gaan dit baie goed. Vanasha en Lily. Lily is nou net so oor die net so 3 maande omtrent oud en Vanasha is so net oor die 2 maande oud. Die tweeetjies van hulle huidiglik drink nou al oor die 40 liter se melk per dag. Wanneer hulle basies op die piek kom van wat hulle die meeste drink, sal elkeen van hulle net so oor die 30 liter per dag drink.
Cool.
Ons gaan dan nou ook vir hulle so van 2 maande van nou af begin hulle al meer vaste kos, lucerne en gras dan nou wat ons saam meng. Begin hulle al meer van dit te eet saam met die melk wat hulle kry. Deur die dag eet hulle nou hulle maar so 'n bietjie aan die vaste kos. Ons loop ook met hulle in die veld. Hulle loop 'n hele paar ure elke dag wat hulle dan nou in die veld beweeg. Hulle het 'n oppasser wat dan saam met hulle in die veld beweeg en hulle gaan vir 'n modderbad en al daai tipe dinge soos wat 'n gewone wilderrenoster sal doen. Ons doel is om hulle na 18 maande wanneer hulle gespeen word in 'n groot plaas weer vry te laat hy soos 'n normale renoster sal lewe. So hulle word eventually die Engelse woord vir dit is gerewild. Ek bedoel dan lewe hy weer soos 'n normale renoster op 'n groot plaas in die veld sonder enige hulp van buitekant af. Ons voer wel al ons ander diere hier van September, Oktober, November, Desember tot die eerste reën weer kom. Die diere sê sommer self vir jou wanneer hulle nie meer kos nodig het nie, sodra daai eerste groen opslag lank genoeg is dat hulle hom kan eet, dan sien jy nie meer 'n dier wat na 'n voerplek toe kom nie. Dit wat die liewe Vader vir hom in die natuur gee is vir hom baie lekkerder as die lekkerste kos wat ons vir hom kan gee.
Ja.
Dan wil ek ook net vertel van, ek het dit al van tevore vir julle gesê, dat ons as Rhino Mama Project die drastiese besluit geneem het met die skielike toename in poaching in Namibië, het ons die drastiese besluit geneem om al ons diere te onthoring. Dit was 3 verskillende operasies gewees en ons het so 10 dae terug dan nou die laaste renoster by ons wat ouer as 2 jaar is, ouer as 18 maande is, het ons dan nou gedeel. Dit is baie hartseer om te sien. Ons het verskriklike mooi diere gehad en dit is baie keer so hartseer om daai unieke horing wat die dier so uniek maak dan nou af te sny en dit is eintlik so hartseer om hulle na die tyd te sien, maar dit is soos ons veearts ook vir ons sê, ek bedoel, hoe hartseer gaan dit nie wees as hy juis as gevolg van daai horing dan nou doodgeskiet is nie. So ons glo dit was die regte besluit. Dit maak hulle net soveel minder aanloklik vir poachers.
Ja.
So ja, baie dankie Dirk, weer eens baie dankie van Rhino Mama Project. Lekker dag.
Daai is dit.
Incredible. That's incredible.
Weet jy, ek kry sommer 'n knop op my keel terwyl hy praat, want jy kan nou hierdie pragtige dier sien met hierdie horings, dieselfde met olifante.
Ja.
Ons gaan met Hendrick oor die olifante gesels, maar nou sien ek in my geestesoog hierdie pragtige renoster met, ek noem dit nou maar trofeehoring, en nou vandag sien jy daai renoster wat nie die waardigheid het van die horing nie, want is afgesny omdat hy dalk môre met 'n
to hopefully save its life.
Ja, dis ook waar. Dis ook waar. Kaufee, ons kyk bietjie boodskappe.
Ja, ons het 'n paar vriende wat al vanoggend wat ons al gejoin het vanoggend hierso. Ons sien vir Sonja Breitschneider, hallo Andri Karretjies, Andrei Eugene Viljoen uit Ghana, hy het vir ons gejoin. En dan is daar 'n paar kommentare. Sonja Breitschneider said good news for Namibia. She's of course referring to the investment, that we spoke about. Dan Karretjie sê dankie Jaco en span vir wat julle doen. Joep Nel vanoggend.
Môre Joepie.
Hy sê Jaco moet ons geld insamel vir 'n suspensie. Dis van sy kar. He was driving in his car. Yeah, maybe we must try and get Jaco a new suspension for his
bakkie. Ja, jy gehoor hoe skit daai bakkie op die singplaat pad.
En I see a great work through though from the Rhino Mama Project. Yes, so we've put that all to. And those are the comments for this morning.
Ons wil dankie sê vir Peer Souden wat ons familie gejoin het. Hy het nie vandag vir ons enigiets gestuur nie.
Nee, ek weet glad nie eens of Peer aan boord is.
Want ek wil dan vir hom sê welkom by die familie as deel van die adverteerders.
Yes, thank you Peer.
So kom ons doen dit. En dan terwyl ons daai advertensie speel, dan gaan ons gas nooi om hier by ons te kom inskuif. Hendrick is al reeds hier so, hulle drink 'n lekker koffie of het gedrink. So kom ons kyk, hier gaan die advertensie.
Most people understand the importance of getting a good night's sleep to ensure optimum performance during the day, which is why you need to invest in a good quality mattress to ensure you get the best sleep possible at night. We've got you covered. Visit Oblivion Trading Enterprises at Unit 12 and 13, Edison Street, Southern Industrial for a vast range of Medispine orthopedic mattresses to choose from, or call Pierre at 0811 29 7666. Feel the bliss of Oblivion. Most people...
Daar sê, baie dankie vir Oblivion, dat julle deel is van ons span. Dis eintlik baie lekker.
If you need to get your bed sorted out, just go to Perry and to Steph at Oblivion. They'll be able to sort you out.
Yeah.
They've got all the expertise and also the medical beds in terms of what is best for you medically in terms of your spine and all that.
Wie wat's oulik, voordat ons vir Hendrick gaan welkom sê, wie wat's oulik is, dis 'n klein maatskappytjie.
Yes.
Maar dat hulle wel hulle weg oop sien en sê maar goed, Infostream is 'n forum waar ons gaan adverteer.
Ja.
Al moet ons 'n paar randjies wegsit. Ja. En dit beteken net die meelewendheid van ons besighede, klein en groot, om Infostream te help groei, te maak werk, maar ook interessant genoeg te maak, sodat jy jou produk hier kan adverteer.
Ja.
Dit is 'n groot voorreg om vir Hendrik welkom te sê.
Hendrick Munembome. Hallo,
Ek
Hendrick.
my van
Nice to have you on the show, Hendrick.
my van Kleinschmidt is erg, maar joune is nog erger.
Munembome.
Ja, men is meer 'n traditional fan, so
Is dit?
hy beteken baie. Ja,
Is dit? Wat beteken?
hoof van die familie.
Is
Oh,
jy
okay.
Van die familiestam, ja. So,
Okay, is dit wat die van beteken?
Ja.
Hendrik, my eerste vraag is:
Ja.
wie is jy, waar kom jy vandaan en waaroor gaan jou lewe? Vertel bietjie vir ons.
Hendrick Munembome is my full name.
Right.
I was born and raised up in Rakana area, and I'm a Demba,
Ja.
which is a sub-tribe by main Herero groups.
Okay.
Well, I'm a kind of a traditional believer who believe in elephants.
Okay.
It's a special animal
Right.
for me, and I was so lucky that the first job I got was with the Ministry of Environment and Tourism.
Ja.
Okay.
And this is where I extended my knowledge, and as I grew up, and I had a very good chance with my father until his last days.
Okay.
So this increased my interest in elephants.
I see.
Yeah.
So in terms of the elephants, just give us an idea what it really means to you to live, with wild animals and especially with elephants.
For me, it means a lot than just like one. I may put them in numbers. Number one is having elephants that never been captured, never been fenced.
Okay.
Yeah, so such big animals, and they're just living free around you, and see all these people coming in from other direction of the world, just to come and see them,
Ja.
and also
Yeah.
see how they adopted, especially the desert adopted elephants.
Yes.
Ja.
Such big animals adopted the life to live in an area like the desert where rainfall is very, very low. So for me, it's amazing. Number two is also a challenge. They are big neighbors, and there are a lot of different stories around them that they can hear better than human, which is true.
Okay.
But people may take this and say they can hear you before you hear them, and then they can come and destroy you.
Right.
And this is herbivores. You can believe it because they are big animals. So at
Sure.
any time they can do that if they want. They can smell you, which is not. They are just there, always try to bang where like food around people, where water is around people. And I think this is the challenging part. So one is you feel important if other people come and say, "Woo, look, you live with elephant."
Yes.
One,
Yeah.
you feel challenged if you want to do any development plans, and elephant think they are part of that.
Ja. Kaufee, wat ek gaan doen is Hendrik ook met jou toestemming. Kom ons kyk na 'n video gedeelte. Daai videoetjie gaan vir mense insig gee in Hendrik se lewe en die videoklip is ook gemaak in jou wêreld. So kom ons kyk gou-gou daarna Kaufee en dan kom ons weer terug met nog vrae. Daar's hy terug.
Those pictures are amazing, isn't it?
'n kort
Wow.
insiggewende stukkie video materiaal daar.
Ja.
Hendrik, I would like to know, just looking at that, we see a group of people standing around, obviously listening to a bit of information or lecturing. Why would you say is it so important for Namibians, and not only Namibians, but all people to be taught, to be educated about elephant behavior?
Well, elephants are very intelligent animals, so conserving them without respecting their behaviors, I think that will not worth a lot. So what is important is people who believe to conserve the elephant, it's better them to know how to be safe around them,
Okay,
and how
okay,
also
okay.
to leave them not like worried.
Yeah.
So that's why I think sharing what we know about elephant behavior,
Yeah.
I think is more important.
Okay.
What would you say are the main do's and don'ts when humans encounter elephants, and what kind of a reaction can we find with elephants when they encounter us?
Yeah. So well, I always say the do's and the don'ts. Depends still on the knowledge you have of leaving them in peace. So you come and you provoke them,
Right.
but you leave them stressed or scared. Then at the end of the day, you leave these elephants in the same area, but more in a defensive position.
Oh, yeah.
That
I see.
they will end up being such problem, because the only two way would be when they encounter human, and maybe with almost the same activities as yours,
Sure.
the bad ones you did to them, they will have two ways: running away or defend themselves.
Right, so it's
Then
the
the-
fight or flight syndrome.
For sure, yes.
Sure.
We used to make it a funny way to say, then it applied to the situation of 2F.
Okay.
Yeah, fight or flight.
Well, there you
Yeah,
have it.
we have it. The importance of traditional, let's call it traditional knowledge about elephants. I can imagine there's a lot of perceived knowledge, and we often find it with, and I say this with caution, and it's not necessarily my personal opinion, I'm just saying it as conversation point, that we often find people that came to a country like Namibia, and they got this perceived knowledge, especially youngsters, that walk into a conservation area and they tell everybody that watch me dealing with elephants. And we've seen recently, yesterday, a WhatsApp video doing the rounds about two youngsters with guns, and I think tourists with them, and a lot of approaching elephants, and then they start to shout at them as if it was trained dogs. And then eventually the one elephant attacked the two of them. Luckily no one was hurt, and luckily they did not fire the shots. We talk about traditional knowledge. Why is it so important to understand traditional knowledge and not perceived knowledge?
For me, traditional knowledge, it will help us to get more people looking after elephants.
Yeah.
Some traditional knowledge is not just about a story of this is what I know and this is what I was told. It's also a story of how to handle elephants, to avoid bad reactions back from the elephants. So, and also traditional knowledge, I believe, will also encourage people to live with elephants easier, those who believe what their parents, their ancestors used to tell
Oh,
about
yes,
elephants.
I understand.
Now, typically in the area where the elephants are obviously also rural communities.
Yeah.
Hand in hand with that also goes tourism.
Yeah.
You know, so all of that is of course important to Namibia.
Yeah.
So what would you say? Why should we, you know, take into account in terms of what the rural communities can tell us in order to kind of mitigate animal-wildlife conflict?
Interesting one, yeah.
For sure, that is a very important question. I think one of the things is when we want to do conservation, we need to have one uniform. If we have it in different ways,
Okay.
I think there will be just infighting. And who will be the weak person there?
Yeah.
Will be the animals we want to protect.
Well, there we have it.
So you come and you take what you want, and you leave these people there, so they are not benefiting anything. And they live in fear, so they will not see the need of living with elephant.
Yeah.
I think it's better they feel also having elephant around them.
Right.
It's not just like a status, it's of a benefit. If there's anything coming out of that, they must also be part of that.
Sure.
Very true that. The other one I want to ask you is about inspiration to young people, because you surely are one of those people that we can use as, I want to say, as sort of like a typical leader in terms of teaching people, in terms of inspiring people. What would you say how can we inspire young Namibians to become elephant guards or conservationists or researchers or people that care for the environment? What is your feeling about that?
I think it's just like when children grow together, like in the past in Namibia, we had this system of saying some tribes are inferior, some are like superior, and some are bad, especially in black men communities. Some tribes are very bad people. You don't need even to engage in a love relationship with them. So inspiring young people, life will be easy for them to live with elephants.
Yes.
And they will be ready to share their environment with elephants.
Yes.
And there will be a space always for the elephants.
Yeah.
And they will know and they will be safe to be around with elephant, and they take proper management plans when they are thinking about the survival of the elephants.
Kaufeee, I always wonder, and I don't know if Hendrick can give us the answer, when guards, tourist guards or tourist escorts, or these young guys taking people for walks on the wild side, when they overstep the rule, where they actually intimidate the animals and they tease them more than what they pacify them, are there any laws to protect that one can actually act against those individuals?
I believe as also a peace officer, there are laws in our country, especially from the Ministry of Environment and Tourism, but probably, I may say, under correction, being implemented.
Fully implemented.
That's why, in most cases, no one tells who. So everyone does what he does.
And, I hear what you're saying.
For the tour guides, sometimes young people, whenever they found this elephant that already gave in for cars and all those human activities, for them, they want more like where they are tourists.
Yes.
Bit like kind of scared, and maybe this encourage more tip for them.
That's exactly what it's about.
Okay.
It's about.
Yeah.
So
let's-
knowing
So
this
let's,
action,
let's try and get as close as possible so that we can get a better tip out of it.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, that is just the worst thing to do. I mean, if the elephant stands there 100, 200 meters away, like you can see the elephant. You don't have to go and touch.
and I think all these laws need to be
animal.
implemented, and all the NGOs that supporting these laws need to help them to take them further to benefit the welfare of our animals.
Yeah.
Because we see more and more people outside their vehicles, even in Etosha, outside the vehicle, getting out of the vehicle, and little or nothing is done to actually follow up on those, because that is a breaching of rules and regulations, of laws. Good. Kaufeee,
We've
like
got some comments coming in.
Yes, please. Let's
and
check
obviously
that out,
this shows that Hendrick is very appreciated on our show this morning.
Good.
It's good to have
Thank
that.
you. Thanks.
Perry Soden just says thank you very much for being part of the advertising community of
Thanks,
Infostream.
Perry.
Thank you, Perry. Dan Piet sê môre is ook hier so Piet van Bloemfontein. En dan Sonja Bretschneider. Sy sê my gunsteling dier is die olifant, magical diere om af te neem. She's a photographer and I've seen some of Sonja Bretschneider's elephant photos. They are absolutely stunning. Perhaps maybe one day we can get Sonja on board to come and maybe talk about her photography. She also says, good job, Hendrick, keep it up. Lizelle Kotze says a very nice video that was shared. Joep Nel sê, jong, julle bly so ruk aan 'n mens se hartsnare vanoggend.
Oh,
nee, oh Joepa. Dan sê Karikies Carson says also, thank you Hendrik, keep up the good work. A question from Wynand Reed that is coming up. Did elephant numbers increase in the last plus minus 5 years?
From my experience in some area, they did.
Okay.
In some area, not.
Okay.
The previous drought, especially in Kunene region,
Right.
had both negative and positive, but more negative because elephants migrated too much to a very sensitive area, which is the commercial farms, and some, for my evidence, being shot, and nobody really accounted for this.
Right.
So, and also in some area, the breeding ranges naturally, young ones didn't make it. So I think in the past 5 years, it's kind of 50-50. So in some areas, elephants were still doing well, even in a drought. But in some area, migrations and a lot of running and a lot of calves has been left behind when they're running away from the shooting of people who don't want them to come and.
Gosh, yeah.
There you
A lot
have,
of both negative and.
well, there you have your answer, Wynand.
Yeah.
And then just in closing, Lizelle Kotze says we can never be educated enough on conservation. Yep.
Hendrik, do you think there's an increase in elephant poaching for the ivory in Namibia?
I think not really.
Okay.
Not on elephants. But still, people are ready to get it if they can. I have that feelings.
Yeah. Good, we're going to take an ad, Kaufeee, and
Yes.
we're going to invite Jens, the man behind the cameras who made the production,
Right.
and just get his little overview on that particular area and the elephants and the work that Hendrik did.
Sure.
And thank you again. Let those comments and questions roll in. We appreciate your participation today.
FJ Logistics. We do road freight, mostly from our neighboring countries. We do air freight, from all over the world. And we even do ocean freight, for those not so easy cargoes. Most of all, we guarantee to always deliver on time. FJ Logistics. Give us a call today.
Dankie daar FJ Logistics. Kyk hoe mooi lyk ons vandag.
Yes, all four of us in a row.
Ja, ek sien ek en Hendrik het ons het bietjie warmer aangetrek. Maar ek weet nie in jou valley vandag nie, maar by my was ek het tot 'n baadjie aangehad vanoggend. Jy en Kaufeee julle twee is die sterk fris manne. Maar weet jy hoekom, Hendrik? Hulle is jonger as ons twee.
These very sensitive old people.
Ons ouer mense kry gou koud, jy weet. Ja. My ma het altyd gesê as jy nie 'n jersey aan het nie, het jy nie een nie. Jy weet, so ons het daarop jerseys.
Also possible, yeah. Maybe they don't have one.
Jens, baie welkom. Ek wil vir Jens baie dankie sê dat hy vir ons aan Hendrik voorgestel het. Jens is nie net die kameraman nie, begaafde kameraman, regisseur, navorser, ontleder van baie projekte, veral wat die natuur en die omgewingsake aanbetref. En ek dink ons het by Jens geleer hoe belangrik dit is dat daar dokumentêre gemaak word oor navorsing, want môre is ons nie meer daar nie, maar as die dokumentêre materiaal bestaan en gedeel word vir opvoedkunde, kan dit gehou word vandag, môre en in die toekoms.
I guess not only that, because then that work has been already done and completed, so the next generations can take off from there.
Absolutely true, nee, want dan sit 'n chapter en dis 'n geboekstaaf,
Right.
en dan is dit daar vir oorlewing.
Yes.
Ja. Jens, vertel ons 'n bietjie van kom ons praat oor die olifante en daai pragtige stukkie wat jy vir ons gegee het.
Okay, goed. So ons het net het was 'n jaar gelede, nee Hendrik, het ons gewerk in Battles End, waar Hendrik die mense opgelei het in elephant behavior.
Ja.
And I, at the same time, we for the first time, trained a couple of guards to support filming if there's a tour guide and the film team.
Okay.
So this where the interaction came, and then we filmed Hendrik doing his presentations there. But the interesting part is that, we never, and it was one of the comments I think from Lizelle, we never know enough, and we never know enough about environmental education. And that is the reason why Hendrick is now in Windhoek, where we can now formulate, in particular going forward, to address just a heightened awareness of environmental education for the broader public, and it's really supported by our Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism, and this is where we now going to focus in all, we have this incredible source of knowledge in Hendrick about elephants and elephant behavior, especially in the northwestern region, and we then from the Conservation Film Foundation, we can now do the productions in that line. So we've been very, very fortunate to get to some really exciting areas. And we're going to go even further up north into the northwest, which is Hendrick's domain and home ground, basically. There are elephants, and more. There are elephants in that area. It's south and west of Okuwo, where that live in the mountains. And this is the next.
Dis baie interessant.
Yeah, they're very, and they are mountain climbing elephants. And people, I asked him, Hendrick, do elephants climb mountains? What was your answer?
I said they're the best.
They're the best.
Yeah, they're the best even.
You wouldn't imagine.
Nee, ek
that,
kan ook
I
nie
mean,
ek kan
this
ook nie
big
glo nie.
animal on
Da-
this
da-
feet
da-
and-
Want daar is 'n storie of dit word as waarheid vertel dat mense moet eintlik kyk na die reverse aspek, dat olifante het eintlik uit die berge uitgekom na die riviere toe.
There's elephant knows, even if it is higher peak, if there's interest on the top of it, they know how to go around it.
Yeah,
How long it takes, that's not the concern. The matter is they have to get there.
Okay.
And getting down is amazing.
Ja.
I mean, we've even seen them dune surfing when they go over these dunes, these big animals, and they just kind of sit on their bottoms and just slide down.
Ek wil
That's why in my area sometimes to make them more important, we call them XL 4x4s.
I see. Okay. All right.
ek is dit is so 'n interessante gesprek en so mooi. Ek dink ons kyk gou want daar's party van julle wat nou eers ingeskakel het wat hierdie bydrae gemis het. Is baie kort, kos kyk gou weer. Nou daar sit 'n bydra. Maar nou Kaufee, nou Hendrick, vertel vir ons, jy het nou van daai olifante, jy praat van 'n ou bil. Gee 'n bietjie vir ons inligting oor daai ou bil.
That bull now that is having a GPS coordinating in his neck.
Yeah.
That bull is having one of the highest records of moving around.
In terms of distance walking.
Distance walking.
Okay.
Yeah. And he's good at the garden. So if you have his garden, he'll invite himself to come and.
I see.
Yeah. So that's one of the things for him. So if you make a garden there, then you know he's already automatically connected.
So he's going to come and help himself.
Yeah.
But and you mentioned that he actually he's an Oegap elephant.
He's an Oegap elephant that can go more than 100 kilometers north of Oegap and can come up to 40 to 30 kilometers before Ocho, before he turned back to Oegap, and he can go up to 8 kilometers before the sea.
But he won't go to the sea itself.
No. He didn't try.
He's not a sea elephant.
Yeah, not a sea elephant. But he walks and throws some of these prosopis, species tree, feed on them that came to. As far as Oegap Mond, he can go up there. But he can do this in a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
But what are the drinking habits of, let's say, that bull? If he like ventures off in these vast distances, is there enough water? Do they drink once a day? Do they once every 3 days because they're desert elephants? What would their drinking habits be?
So desert elephants, they adopted the culture of staying many days, up to 3 to 3.5 days without drinking water.
Wow.
But when water around, they always pass and have a takeaway. So he is one of those elephants that sometimes they jump over the water point. He doesn't make a turn as in a strange area. He's more careful.
Okay.
So he walks passing very close to the water point without making a turn and take a drink.
Okay.
But when he finds water, then he do a damage on your water point.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take a lot.
Jens, enigiets wat hierdie is 'n pragtige stukkie beeldmateriaal, ek sal heeldag daarna kan kyk of meer. Wat is julle planne? Hoe lyk die planne nou vorentoe?
So daar's ons het baie planne en dis hoekom ons nou 'n paar dae moet hier so sit en beplan. So die grootste plan going forward is how and which main topics to decide upon on training and awareness films, especially behavior. There's so much behavior footage that I've gathered in the last couple of years that we will now have a look at and make it into shorts, because videos work in shorts these days. No more like this one is a minute and it really tells a little bit of a story. One can do that a little bit better. But the important thing is to reach a much broader audience. We want to start, translating and actually doing those films in the local vernacular, in particular in the Northwest. So that because our purpose is to, mitigate the human-wildlife conflict and make it into a sort of habitual and a very harmonious, if possible, coexistence.
Yes.
So dit is die grootste plan, Dirk, om dit nou werklik te bewerkstellig. Verder is daar 'n groot film, ons wil 'n groot film maak oor die olifant in die Noordwes, so van al die ephemeral rivers wat daar is. Hendrick het 'n baie intimate en 'n baie noukeurige maar ook langjarige kennis oor die olifante wat daar bly. En nie al die olifante is gedokumenteer nie. En Hendrick is in die Grootberg area waar hy op sy eie die record, ek kan natuurlik beter daarvan vertel, die olifante dokumenteer. En ons het vanmiddag met NAST 'n meeting met hulle research team wat in die Noordweste om hierdie navorsing dat ons as 'n filmteam en Hendrick as 'n olifant conservationist ons bydrae kan lewer en saam kollaboreer met NAS. So that's a discussion we're going to have this afternoon. So it's quite and what I wanted to add before you go into the elephant at the Grootberg, that Benny, that collar is linked to a program that we can now see this afternoon at the office at the Biodiversity Center, where he is actually walking right now.
Interessant.
It's crazy.
Benny's is big elephant bull that goes this.
Ja, daai ons sien in daai video dat die olifant stap agter die voertuig verby en dit is so half asof hy hom net so 'n nudge net vir hom sê hallo. Hoekom doen olifante dit?
Elephant, this is what we need also to share with everybody who lives with elephant, is that elephant, they are just reacting on a movement.
Okay.
That's why, if you go in an area where elephants live with people, they always tell a story about elephant come and pass through the house, and elephant sometimes throw sand just to see if it is moving and if it is safe for them to stay around.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why when they found a car, they always try to see if it is moving, reacting, dangerous or not. And they always have to touch.
I see.
And for me, I believe if they start touching your car, it's very good because they may keep this smell. Next time if you get stuck accidentally and they come, they will not help you to push your car.
Right, but they'll know.
They'll take it as a safe friend. So
Okay.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah.
So it's
like
kind of an affirmation, acknowledgement kind of thing.
That's
That's why when
fascinating.
we are training people, we choose them the idea of the more they come close, then you pretend like nothing, no movement. So we give him signs
Right.
to tell the people that your movement, your sound must go down until you say, keep quiet.
So what you're saying, these WhatsApp videos that was circulating yesterday and the day before,
Yeah.
we see, I think that looks like the Oegap, the river. And the whole herd of elephant are actually walking past. Then they change direction towards where these tourists and these two young guys were standing with their guns. And the minute the elephants start to walk towards them, not deliberately, but that was the path, these guys started to scream, first of all, telling them, back off, go away, go away, go away. Moenie hier kom nie, maar they're shouting at the elephants. So some of the elephants actually turn away and avoided the group. These young guys keep on screaming. Then one elephant, it's actually, I think, a female, turned towards them and started an attack. That's when they actually took their rifles and they took aim, and just before they shot the elephant, they didn't shoot the elephant, but before there was potentially shots, that elephant turned away from them.
Yes.
But they keep on shouting. Now, let's take these two actions, shouting at the elephants, and then sort of anger them, and then the reaction to the one that's breaking away. So
There are two comments coming in that go hand in hand with
okay.
that, what you're just saying. Joep Nel is asking, verstaan hulle voetsek? As jy vir die olifant sê voetsek, do they understand that? Because he's very scared. And then Lizelle Kotz is asking, what do you do if an elephant approaches you? Do you run?
Okay.
So what do you do if an elephant now really comes towards you?
If I'm having a group of people, and as I said, they are 4x4, sometimes they go on the top of the hill where my normal 4x4 car cannot reach. I walk with the people. But I tell the people, in case the elephants charge, we just stand still. And sometimes it's better to form one figure, and the elephant will come. And the elephant will see that no reaction. The elephant will feel there's more space for him or for her to be safe. So they have a lot of selection of which part is more safe around them.
But that's quite a challenging thing in terms of human reaction.
But it is really the same way safe to do that. And you'll be proud at the end of the day that you are safe because you took the right action and your animals are also safe.
Okay.
So the shouting of those young guards, so that's unfounded. That's not the right way to do it.
Just try it one day. When you drive, you find elephants, you reverse your engine, the noise, the elephant will react, and then you put your car off, then the elephant will cool down. And may even come and pass by without any confrontation.
So that shouting was not actually the right thing to do, and it angered the one elephant more than it calmed them down.
For sure it will. And one elephant is always in charge. So especially young bulls, they have a lot of show off.
Yeah.
So he will take more action than sometimes the rest of the herd.
Ja, Jensie, laaste woord daar van jou af, voordat ons dan nog gou vinnig na ad kyk.
Nee, ek dink die gedrag, daar is so baie natuurlik ander mense het ander ondervindings, so different experiences. The thing is there was one of the critical distances is 40 meters, am I right?
40.
Yeah, but you shouldn't go beyond that. Preferably within 60 and further. And you know, nowadays with the lenses, you can see the footage that we got. With a 500 lens or 800 lens, you get the real close-ups. I try and stay away from, and especially out of the way, give the elephants place to go around us and stuff. We have a lot of work to do still, and I think this is the big way forward in having these discussions, and I think this is where it starts. Having the discussion of the people who ask questions on Infostream, and going forward also on our YouTube channel, we will answer those questions. And it's not just here, we need to now have a two-pronged approach, which one is using the technology and the new media, but also still face-to-face in the field, in the communal areas, in the conservancies. It's an exciting business to be in, and but I like being here, Dirk and Kaufeee.
Baie dankie.
You are our,
Ja.
our
Baie dankie.
super conservationist supporter.
Yeah, but I think we would rather be in the bush and
Ja, nee, ek stem.
but this is important that you show this and that we have these discussions.
Baie dankie. Koos vat gou advertensie.
Vintage Bar and Grill. Your friendly neighborhood bar, where the food is always great and very affordable, and the drinks are always cold. We promise a good time between nightly DJ music, karaoke, live music on weekends, and even pub games. We have fantastic dry facilities, ample seating, and more than enough secure parking. So pop in at Vintage Bar and Grill at Jerk Sky Park in Olympia. Vintage Bar and Grill. Always a good time.
Most people understand the importance of getting a good night's sleep to ensure optimum performance during the day, which is why you need to invest in a good quality mattress to ensure you get the best sleep possible at night. We've got you covered. Visit Oblivion Trading Enterprises at Unit 12 and 13, Edison Street, Southern Industrial for a vast range of Medispine orthopedic mattresses to choose from, or call Pierre at 0811 29 7666. Feel the bliss of Oblivion. Most people...
As hy Pierre en Stef, baie dankie. Daai het ons dit. Goed, kom ons kyk gou kommentare.
Yeah, we've still got some comments coming through, and we can literally feel your interacting with us here, or all our viewers out there. Perry Soden sê, wel, die olifant sal ryk hoe kwaad ek kan word as hy op my afstorm. Yeah, maybe that. Wynand Riet sê, great show vandag. Thank you, Wynand. En dan Perry Souden, hy is op hierdie woordvoetsek vanoggend. Hy sê 'n hond in Turkye het al van hom af weggehardloop toe hy voetsek skree.
Ja.
So voetsek to any dog worldwide will work.
Ja, maar olifant gaan vir jou 'n paar geleide maak wat dat jy laat hardloop.
Ja.
Die ou daar bo in die boom sal ek wees. As daai olifant na my toe kom.
Elephant in a tree, né?
Ja nee, ek gaan nie, ek weet nie of ek so stil kan staan nie. Nee, verseker nie. Hendrik, laaste woordjie van jou voordat ons groetnis sê en sterkte vir julle projekte.
I just want to say thanks, whoever listening. Thank you very much for the two of you.
Ja, dankie.
Thank you.
For making it possible for us to meet more friends in conservation.
Ja.
So what we're trying to do, I think to reach more people, but only if we do it with a team that helps us where we are doing it one. So everything is difficult, but as long as we have the truth, I think one day we'll do it. So once again, thanks for meeting you. And I didn't know, especially Dirk, I think I seen you on a motorbike.
Oh, yes.
I didn't know you also talk about conservation.
Okay, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Thanks, Hendrik.
So guys, take it. There we are. So we can make it better together. Thank you.
As ek net geweet het, hy het my al op 'n motorfiets sien, het ek met die motorfiets gery, hom opgelaai en 'n draai gaan ry. Volgende keer doen ek dit. Jens, baie dankie. Laaste woord van jou af.
Nee, ek sê ook ek kan dit aansluit by Hendrik. Baie dankie, daar's baie werk om te doen. En ons sal nie opgee nie, ons gaan solank as wat ons kan loop gaan ons vorentoe.
Goed, lekker Conservation Tuesday, Bewaringsdinsdag. Weet jy wat ons maar dalk kan deel?
Ja.
Met ons mense waar ons donderdagoggend gaan wees. Dis nou nie conservation nie, maar dis baie
But is it a given already, or are we still in the organizing?
Ek dink ons organiseer dit nog, maar as dit goed gaan, sou dit goed gaan en alles verloop volgens plan. Dan gaan ons 'n hele klompie kilometers van hier af wees, op 'n plaas waar jong mense opgelei word in the art of conservation, but it's actually sort of anti-poaching units. So ons sal vir julle môre meer inligting daaroor gee, maar dit gaan baie lekker wees want dan gaan ons nie hier wees nie. Ek en Kaufeee gaan heel waarskynlik in die bos wees. So 120 kilometers van hier af en ons gaan tussen 'n klomp jong mense wees wat opleiding ontvang. Maar kom ons praat môre daaroor, ons hoor gou.
I just wanted to know, I almost forgot one comment. Bonita Ensi, she says connected from Opuvo.
Daar het jy
So
dit.
Bonita, thank you very much for joining us here today
fantasties.
from Opuvo. I think you're the first person from Opuvo that's joining us. Thank you so much.
Kaufeee, ja, en onthou julle kan julle kommentare altyd stuur na die tyd. Dit maak nie saak nie. Ek weet byvoorbeeld dat Karen Malan het 'n boodskapie gestuur en sy het op WhatsApp gesê op hierdie 081432 8233 WhatsApp. Fanny Creer en Karen Malan het hier boodskappe gestuur en gesê baie geluk. Ek het geweet julle gaan een of ander tyd so 'n program aanbied.
Ja?
Dit het ek vanoggend gelees.
Oh, fantastic.
En Fanny Creer het gesê hy wil baie graag reageer. Hy het nie altyd Facebook nie. Maar hy wil graag vir ons boodskappe stuur op WhatsApp en hy kon nie gekonnekteer raak nie. Toe het hy gevra ek moet nou vanoggend bel wat ek gedoen het,
Right.
dat hy op WhatsApp met ons kan gesels.
Yes.
Terwyl jy daar dink ek die weer reg het, wil ek daarom net sê, die weer is heerlik geweest tot nou toe en vanoggend, gisternag was daar 'n nikkerigheid wat so 'n bietjie van 'n koelerigheid gebring het. Kaufeee kan raak vir ons sê wat kan ons verwag vanaand en of môre.
Yes, so let's have a look at the weather in Namibia. The interior currently partly cloudy and warm to hot. Windy weather expected in the interior. We've had some windy conditions over the last couple of days. Meantime, at the coast, sunny and warm to hot in the south with dust storms.
Ja.
So weer 'n bietjie oorsweer. Elsewhere partly cloudy and mild with fog patches with the wind moderate northerly but fresh to strong easterly in the south. Maximum temperatures for today in Windhoek 30, Swakopmund 20, Walvis Bay 23. Then not all the towns are on today, but Katima Mulilo at 34, Ondangwa at 35, with Oshakati at 34. Then let's have a look at Karasburg Way in the south, 27. Coming up to Keetmanshoop at 30. Mariental, we don't have the temperatures for Mariental today. But then also we don't have the temperatures for Rehoboth today. But at least we can go to the east with Gobabas at 31.
Daar's hy.
So that comes directly from the Met Office.
Okay, can you guys explain to me then why the very cool weather, actually a bit cold this early morning? Jens, what would you say? What's the reason for that?
Haven't got any cloud cover, and the wind brings in a little bit, pushes away the warm, and it just, gets the cold just pushes in.
Nou ek sien. Hendrik, wat sê jy? Die kind van die natuur self.
Yeah, well, it's so strange. I think the clouds are so far. That's why sometimes when it's cool, then the coastal weather dominating the situation.
Yes.
Yeah, try to take over.
Well,
because when you are in Kamanyab, west of Kamanyab, it can be kind of like wet in the night.
okay. Because of the moisture coming in from the
the coast.
seaside.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. Yeah.
Net om julle te wys hoe ver en wyd ons goed trek. Hier op ons WhatsApp nommer. Hier sê Piet Spies vanoggend, daar's die video wat gaan oor daai olifante,
Right.
oor die jong mense en dit kom uit die Vrystaat uit. En hy sê jammer ek sien nou julle praat. En dan ook op ons WhatsApp sê Fana sê uiteindelik baie dankie. Nou het ek julle gekry en nou kan ek met julle kommunikeer.
Okay, great stuff.
So baie dankie vir almal.
And then just out of Bloemfontein, one last comment. Piet Spies says baie dankie aan Hendrik en aan Jens vir die baie insiggewende praatjie.
Dis die Vrystaaters. Vrystaaters wat nou dus gesê. Ja.
So far away.
Ja, goed.
Who can still do it?
Ja. Kaufeee, yes, weer 'n lekker program. Dankie vir jou.
Yes. Dankie Dirkas.
Ja.
And then we've got that very special show that we are busy building up for you for Thursday. So don't miss out on Thursday.
Ja.
And then on Friday, it's our food program.
Ek weet daar's twee mense, dalk drie mense wat graag saam met ons donderdagoggend wil wees. Die een gaan wees Jens en dalk Hendrik.
Yes.
Net omdat hulle in die bos gaan wees en die ander gaan definitief Joep Nel wees. Dit kan ek vir jou sê.
Yeah. So
Maar
Thursday,
geval,
stay tuned to Thursday.
Ons praat met julle môreoggend. Mooi loop, gedraai julleself. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. Remember, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, and you can also WhatsApp us. Please do us a favor and like this video, share it, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell icon, so you can get an update when new videos are uploaded. Thanks for now, hope to see you next time.